So how many classes are you teaching at the moment, and how many students do you have in those classes?
So I have 5 classes throughout the day. At our middle school, we have 6 periods in a day, or 6 hours they call it. So I'm on for 5, and so I start the day with 33 kids, and then I have 35, 38, and then I have 37 and 39.
Okay, wow. So that's a lot of kids to have at one time, more than I ever had going through high school, middle school. What are some of the challenges that you face with that many kids?
I think it's adjustments, and just class sizes are huge. When I student taught, I had 30 kids in a class, so coming into teaching and having 39 as a first year teacher is kind of a step back. Wow. And since we're a project-based class, it can get really loud very quickly. So as soon as one person starts talking, it's the whole class thinks it's free reign. So I think really just setting the standard has really helped me.
Setting the tone, letting kids know the expectations right away with all of them.
Yes, expectations are crucial. I just starting my year was crazy enough. So hearing from other teachers about you really want to make connections with the students, which I think is 100% the key to teaching, is making the connection. So even in the hall, we just switched semesters. Well, all my semester 1 kids are coming and saying hi to me in the hallway, which is just an awesome experience, an awesome feeling. But again, setting the expectation, knowing what is too far for these students. A lot of times at this age, they're 13 and 14. So they'll do something and it's like, that is too far, send them in the hall so then the class knows you can't go that far type of situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So thinking about instruction, how you teach, how do you adjust given having that many kids in a class at one time? You said STEM, so it's more project based. So how does that adjust for you?
I've really been working on this throughout the course of the semester. So first semester was kind of trial and error because I'm totally new to this. Second semester, I'm working on, okay, this time, instead of me lecturing, I'm gonna lecture for 2 slides, then I'm gonna have you partner chat, and then they're more comfortable to be called on. Because right away, if someone raises their hand, you call on them, they get kind of nervous because there's 38 other students like them. Are they gonna be judged? So really adapting with partners, and now we're doing board games, so it's group projects, it's 3 or 4 kids. So I think really, sometimes it's one-on-one, sometimes it's 2 partners, and other times it's 3.
Breaking up that instruction with small group work often.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then kind of what I wanted to sit down, the project that I'm talking about, or the lecture I'm going to be giving on Wednesday, is class sizes related to academic achievement. Do you think there is a correlation between the amount of kids in the class and what an individual student or them as a group can achieve?
Oh, totally, yes, 100%. I think you start your day, the kids are quiet, there's less kids in the class, you can get through so much more.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger class sizes. By the time you call on a person, and then in the bigger classes, you want to call on 7 people because they all want to share such valuable information. So it takes a lot more time. It gets distracted a lot easier because if one person disrupts the class, okay, it takes the whole class in order to focus. So the smaller classes are definitely easier, and my smaller classes are still large with my minimum of 32, but definitely it's a big correlation.
So then building off of that, what do you think students lose being in those large classes? That is it like individual, one-on-one with you, or what else do you see?
Yes, individual attention. And I think it's you really want to make a connection with the student, but is the student willing to share?
Okay.
So an example I have is I started this semester, last semester, my first week of teaching, because everyone always says, this is how you need to start class, whatever, your attention grabber. So we did question of the day on paper. Then I decided I'm a STEM teacher, I need to do more electronic, more tech savvy things.
Sure.
So I did a question of the day on a Google form, so on a kind of a questionnaire, and had students, how are you doing today? So we're really into this SEL, which is like, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm this.
Cool.
And then I always said, is there anything I need to know? Was my last question. So there was about 3 questions. Your mood, and then something related to STEM that we learned yesterday. Something else, and then I do is there anything I need to know?
Okay.
And in the big classes, it's really crucial on that question because someone will share, yes, something came up last night, my Chromebooks died, or I can't share because this happened in my life. And I think that is the one thing about having big classes that is easier to share.
And do you think you have to be more willing to accommodate to those just technology issues or a bad day? you can't make a scene out of anything, or you just have to be more willing to adjust to the student.
A lot more willing to adjust, but if I'm the only one in here and there's 38 other kids, how can I make that connection?
Absolutely.
Right away?
Absolutely. So then my final question is, what would you have for advice for any, pre-service teachers going into field experience, student teaching, and then maybe their first year? What should they think about when dealing with classes this big?
Don't take anything home with you. Like what kids say to you, I would say my biggest struggle is kids have no filter. They will say things, they will come at you, and just don't take it home. Relax, leave it at school. And also just make the connection with the kids. The kids are here for you. At the end of the day, if they might have failed a test, if they really did not try hard, or you think they had their best project ever and it still wasn't one of the best, really make the connections, because you could be the only positive thing that happens to the kid that day.
Perfect. Great, thank you.
Yes.